Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to fix Ryobi 1 18 volt lithium battery that won't accept a charge. You plug it into the charger and it just flashes showing the battery's defective. I got 3 batteries here. This one's defective, this one is still taking a charge, and this one's fully charged. So I'll plug them all in so you can see what they do on the charger themselves. You're going to need a Torx T10 security bit, and a multimeter is going to be nice, so you can check voltage before and after and all that. And then you're going to need some jumpers. That alligator clips work best for that. Ring connectors on the other end if you'd like. You don't really need it. You're just touching it to the other battery and jumping it across. And then you're going to need a tool to test it with. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in these batteries so you can see what they show on the charger. This is the defective battery. It's just going to blink red. It's going to continue to blink red. It won't ever actually take a charge. And what's happening there is that the batteries have a little controller inside of them that don't allow it to drop below a given voltage. So for some reason, if the battery sits too long, or if it gets just short or something like that, it'll actually drop below the voltage that controller allows it to go below. That controller basically is just a safety shutoff, so when you're using your tool, it doesn't drain the battery too low, and then it won't accept a charge. But what happens is the battery goes below that, and then the controller inside the battery says, look, we're not going to let you charge because you've dropped below voltage. So you can see that's the defective battery. It's blinking red. And put this one in there, see what it's supposed to look like. It'll blink red for a second, then it should go green. And so when it's flashing green like that, that means that this one's actually charging. The flashing green is charging. And then pull this out of there. And then this one's a fully charged battery. You'll see it go red, blinking for a second, and then it'll go ahead and go green. I just had it on there a second ago, and it was solid green, meaning fully charged. But this one, there it goes. It's showing fully charged. So just so you can see what the lights on the charger indicate. So we'll go ahead and pull that one out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one here, the fully charged battery, to jump it across to this battery. What you need to do is bring up the voltage above where that controller says it needs to show defective. Basically, the controller says, hey, we can't charge you, you're too low. We're going to use this battery to jump to this one to bring the voltage up high enough so that the charger decides it wants to take a charge. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, take my driver here. You're going to need a T10 Torx security bit. And there's actually 5 screws. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. This one has a little plug in it. So you actually have to get that little plug out to access that screw. So actually I'm going to do the plug right now. I just use my pocket knife. It's kind of tricky sometimes, but you can get in there, get it, kind of working on it, prying it up. Eventually what will happen is this little plug will just pop out of there like that, and then you'll have access to the screw itself. So you take your T10 Torx security bit, you unscrew this battery. You got to be kind of mindful of what positive and negative it is, but I'll show you that when we get it open, because positive and negative up here, once you get it open, you're going to connect to the terminals inside, and they're actually opposite. The positives on this side and the negatives on this side. And you got to be mindful of that. And I'll show you how to use your multimeter to determine that, which one is which. So we'll unscrew these bad boys. Okay, once you get all the screws out, you got to take it apart, and these little clips right here on the side, they tend to kind of want to hang up on you a little bit, but basically this top piece is going to come off and everything inside is going to stay in there, And sometimes they come right apart real easily. Other times you got to struggle with it a little bit. And so this time the whole battery came out, but that's all right. We'll be able to put all that back together. So what you need to do is you need to get this piece out of here, and it should pull right out just like that. Okay, so then let's go ahead and check our voltage. We'll put it over here to 50 DC volts. Let's see what we're getting. Actually, I'll put it on 10 because I expect this one to be either really low or non-existent. But this is your terminal, your positive terminal, and this is your negative terminal. So right here I'm showing, looks like about 8 volts. So we're going to try to bring that up to about 12, or I'm not sure where the cutoff is. But I'll show you on this one what it shows. We'll put it on 50. This one's going to be up to around 20 volts. See that? It goes up to about 20 volts there. So this is a fully charged battery. And then this one here, you're barely getting that gauge to move on the 50 range. So again, it's only at about 8 volts. So pretty easy at this point. All you got to do is you take your alligator clips with your jumpers here. Remember, be mindful of where they're going. You're going to have to connect one to this positive lead here, which, I'll just pry it up a little bit so you can get to it. Connect one there. That's your positive lead. And then connect the other one over here, and that's your negative lead. And what we're going to do is we're going to jump those across to a fully charged battery. So let's see if I can get this bad boy to connect on here. Okay, there we go. So when you jump it across, you got to make sure that you're getting the positive and negative correct over here. Negative to negative, positive to positive. Usually you'll get a little tiny spark, and then usually it only takes a couple seconds to get it up to the voltage that you need. So we're going to go ahead and connect it and see what happens. So there's your positive to positive, negative to negative. See that little spark? We're going to hold it on there for just a couple seconds, and then we're going to test our voltage. Let's go ahead and pull it off. And let's test our voltage on our other battery, see where we're at. Okay, so we were at about 8 volts. Boom, we're all the way up to 12 volts. That should do it. So at this point, I'm going to put it all back together. I'll try to do this whole video without any cuts so you can see the whole thing. And this battery is not a battery that I've previously repaired. This is one that I started with defective batteries. You can see, I've seen other videos where people had them where they were previously repaired and they just kind of jumped along. They didn't show you all the steps, which is fine. It's the same process. But this battery, we're going to go ahead and connect it into the charger, put it back together, and see if it's going to work, and it should. So you can pull your alligator clips. Okay. Set those aside. Go ahead and take your bottom case here. Put this back in there. This little deal goes over that if this bottom piece happens to come out. Okay, these actually go right on here like this. You gotta push them in. Just push it in like that. It slides down. And this one here, push it in like that. Slides down. Then let's go ahead and take our cover. Put our cover back in place. Okay, and just so we can get a charge on this thing and see what it's going to do, I'm not even going to screw the lid on. I can do that afterwards. You can clearly see how to do that. Let's go ahead and throw this thing on the charger and see what happens. I'm expecting it to blink red for just a second, and then it should come over here to flashing green. Boom, flashing green. We're charging. So you go ahead. Okay, well, I know I said that I was going to make that whole video in one continuous cut, but my phone storage was down and it shut my recording off. So I figured that'd be a good opportunity for me to actually show you the battery working in the tool now that the battery is charged. So we're back. I let it charge for a while. Took a moment to fix my memory issues with my phone, and now we're going to pull out this battery. It's the exact same battery. We're going to throw it in our tool. You can see there, like I said, it's the solid green is fully charged, so it's saying this battery is fully charged. So we're going to pull it out of there. We're going to throw it in our tool. Bingo. We got juice. I just want to take one moment to give a disclaimer. This may or may not work for your battery. When you open up the case, it's going to void the warranty of your battery. So if your battery's still within warranty, you may want to deal with Ryobi. But if you got a battery and it's showing defective, that's how you fix it. And you throw it in your tool. You know, who knows how long it'll last, or if it'll still work to the same capacity. But I got a bunch of them I've done this to, and they've all worked really, really good after repairing. So if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to drop them below, and hopefully this all works out for you. Thanks for watching.